This is U.S. Army and Vietnam veteran Ken McConnell, and on behalf of MilitaryBandsman.com, I want to welcome you to our podcast for August 2014. This is the latest in a series of monthly broadcasts reviewing the prior month's activities on our website, www.militarybandsman.com. We also want to share current events and band news, as well as reunion dates and future military band performances. State Defense Force bands? Details about these state militia bands at the end of the broadcast. Before we get started, we'd like to share information about Navy Life, the official blog of the United States Navy, which publishes a weekly collection of images of sailors serving in our U.S. Navy. Face of the Fleet can be viewed by going to navylife.dodlive.mil. A great collection of photos, as well as entertainment and informative reading for the 21st century sailor. MilitaryBandsman.com's sole purpose is to help reconnect veteran military musicians from all branches of service, past and present. It's a free website. Look at your band's roster to see who you might find. Let's get started by reviewing new members for August 2014. Please welcome our 21 new members. Thomas Crombie, U.S. Army euphonium player. Jim Kirkaby, U.S. Air Force trumpet player. Tom Kreutzer, U.S. Navy French horn player. Dave Lamoureux, U.S. Army French horn player. Michael Haynes, U.S. Marine Corps French horn player. Tom Gregory, U.S. Army trumpet and French horn player. Ralph Mike Chris, U.S. Air Force and U.S. Army clarinet player. Alexander Sandy Megas, U.S. Marine Corps sax and clarinet player. Richard Woolworth, U.S. Army trombone, bass trombone, and saxophone player. John Bassa, U.S. Army percussionist. Pete Peterson, U.S. Army trombone player. Jason Gilmore, U.S. Army flute player. Lewis Coleman, U.S. Marine Corps trombone player. James Connett, U.S. Army trumpet and French horn player. Raymond Andreski, U.S. Marine Corps percussionist. Dr. Bob Werman, U.S. Army tuba, electric bass, and keyboard player. Herbert Brandon, U.S. Army French horn player. Bruce Smith, U.S. Army trombone and tuba player. George Fuller, U.S. Army saxophone player. Steve Goldman, U.S. Army clarinet and saxophone player. And lastly, Ronald Coxon, U.S. Army clarinet player. We still have several new postings pending, so watch for them on our website ticker on the homepage of www.militarybandsman.com. The United States Army Band will be presenting its annual Tuba Euphonium Workshop 2015. The workshop will feature concerts, recitals, exhibits, master classes, and lectures by leading low brass authorities from around the world. Workshop dates will be announced soon. The workshop will take place at Brunker Hall on historic Fort Myer, Virginia. Questions? Please email Sergeant Major Don Palmieri at donald.palmieri@us.army.mil. Our Facebook groups have added 79 new members in August, and as of this broadcast, our Military Bandsman Facebook page has reached 554 likes. You can contribute to the success of these groups by interacting on their pages, and be sure to click the like button. Our weekly updated feature, The Back of the Bus, The Life and Times of Military Musicians, is presented by veteran Air Force musician Fred Robinson, as he shares excerpts from his book series written by veteran musicians for veteran musicians. Enjoy reading The Back of the Bus by clicking on the buses on our homepage at www.militarybandsman.com. The State Defense Force bands, or SDF bands, are state militia bands existing in Oregon, Georgia, and Maryland. Recognized by the United States government as military bands, they are not part of the regular military band program and are administered by their state militia or state guard division. Here's a salute to all military musicians, past, present, and future, and to all of the veterans that have served our country in the United States Armed Forces. This is U.S. Army and Vietnam veteran Ken McConnell, and on behalf of MilitaryBandsman.com, we hope you've enjoyed this broadcast.